use the form widget, and I'll give you the complete walkthrough and guide from just how to set up all these fields to the whole styling method to create an amazing effect. I challenge you that by the end of this video, you will be having no doubts about anything in the forms. My name is Mishra. Welcome to my channel Website Crafter, where I teach how to make websites like a pro. Get in!
Through life, every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting.
So before we get in, I will show you a small tip. You go in Elementor, right here, and by default you land up in the settings. To start off, we've got integrations. Now you can basically integrate anything you want. For example, reCAPTCHA v3, MailChimp, Drip, ActiveCampaign, GetResponse, ConvertKit, and MailerLite. So for those things you will need an API key mostly, and then you will be validating them. I just remove the API of MailChimp for now, because this is what you will be having by default. reCAPTCHA v3 has site keys and secret keys. And you can, in reCAPTCHA v3, you can also put a score threshold. For MailChimp, I will just log in to my account. Now, if I click this, we have this, and I'll go inside account, extras, and in there API keys. Here I already have an API key, but if you don't have any, you can create a key by pressing this button. And now I'll just copy this and then paste it, validate it. Now you can see that my API key is validated. That means I can connect MailChimp to our form. Now save the changes. So here now we've got the submissions. What happens here, whoever fills your form, you can see the submissions here. If you connect your form to this feature, it works sort of like the inbox in your mail. You can filter them with the form name it came from or the place at what time it came. These are the settings that are must for you to know before you get into the forms. Okay, this is a contact form, as you can see. But I will do the same thing like a survey form. I want both a contact form and a survey form. Now let me explain you the structure of a form that you can use it in any way you want. So to add an item, press this button called add item. To duplicate an item, use this button, and to move an item, press that button. Now, I'll just add one and remove this. Then we start with some blank things. Now first we can set the form name. As you can see, we have seen it right there in the form submissions. There it was telling from where this message came. So now I call it survey. There are many types of fields. The default is text. You can set it to email that accepts the email format. A text area where people can basically put more text, like a message would need something like that. So as you can see, that's what a text area looks like. You can expand it to fit more text and view it, or shrink it. Next, we've got the URL field. Well, for example, we can ask them website URL. Telephone is just about the phone number. Radio is like giving options. Select is that they can select between multiple options. Checkbox They can select multiple options out of a list. Unlike radio only selects one. But checkbox allow multiple selection. Acceptance can work something like a single checkbox, and in there you can say that like something I accept with the terms and conditions and the privacy policy. Number, it will accept any number value until you put a min. For example, I think people around 10 at minimum might come, and the maximum I would just set it for 75. So if it is any lower or higher than this exact value, then what will happen? It will put errors in sending the form. So then it will warn them that there is some error and they have to fix it, that they can send the form. Date. If I press on this, you can tell a date. The time will tell the time, like what is the best time I can contact you. For example, they can set it like this. See? But also both of date and time have this native HTML5. They act like this. And then they can press the up and down arrow keys to be more accurate. You can say file upload. Now someone can upload a file. You can tell the allowed file types and the max file size. Now you can also say if it can upload multiple files and how many files at maximum. Password. So you basically just tell the password, someone has to fill in it, and that's the same thing as that you log in with. There are passwords option and all. HTML. In this text area you will be writing some HTML, and this will be useful for you, especially if you are a coder. So for example, I'll paste this little HTML. As you can see, it gives us some instructions, and then there are some dummy text down here. That is just like an example where you will be using it. Then I'll go to hidden. So there are hidden objects. You can keep a label that is hidden, and you put some comments, so you don't want it to be visible. You can just keep it here, hidden. And then you can access it as a submission as a part of the database. Now, next, reCAPTCHA. reCAPTCHA and reCAPTCHA, you can put them from here. You can put the base anywhere you would like. See? Of all these options. Then there is a honeypot that is also made to stop spam. Honeypot is a hidden thing which just stops the spam. So no one can see it, but it stops the spam message. It was made for that. These all are made to stop spam messages. Then there's one thing called steps, which is really interesting. This form has some steps. As you can see, there is a previous and next option. And then you can see how the colors change for the steps to be highlighted. But for now, let's first build our survey form so you can see the effect. I will show you everything just after I just create this form. Now form is built. Now I'll take you through the structure of this exact form which I've created. First of all, we had got this HTML. I added a summary tag just to change the text here. And I removed the heading. Now I have a name field which is text, and we've got the label and placeholder set. It would be better if we put them side by side. Let's do that. Okay. So then we've got our HTML for another important label. Then we've got these radios. See? You can only click one of them. By default, this select would be set to select age group. Then someone can tell more precisely that how much is in which age group they are. Then I've made a checkbox that which content type do you prefer. Notice that when I have a video, I can never uncheck anything. But in checkboxes, I can uncheck or check things. See? They can also press two things, unlike the radio. Then I've put the country that anyone can type in. For example, from is India. Wait. But then they can just put in their comment. That's it. As this is a survey form, I'm marking everything required. Comments are not required, but not everyone wants to give the comment, right? To create steps in our form, I'm gonna add an item and I wanna keep it up for now. Otherwise, it will keep the step down there and add a new step up here. Change the type to step. There's still an advanced tab. Label. Set any label you want. So, details is that, So, details. And then I'm gonna duplicate it and put one right down there. So, it's there. Okay. And then I'm gonna write. Okay, perfect. Message. Now I want to create some icon that really associates with these things. Typing look. Message really relates to our speech bubbles. So I'm gonna write comment. Okay. This button. You can set a previous and next button. For details, I can say that the next button is the message because the next step is about the message. So I'm gonna write next button to be message. So if they have to go down, there, then they'll be doing the message. And in the message, I'm gonna write for the previous button, where it will have a previous button, details, because they are filling the details over there. And now buttons. Now, I can set the size in the buttons, whatever I want. For example, I can say extra large and this will become a giant button. I know that really doesn't suit. I can give some alignment. Of course, I can add some alignment. It will look nice. I can give it a default text like next, previous, Since our form had two fields, we could have also adjusted it from here. I will show you. It would do the exact same effect. I would remove that. Now what I'm gonna say in the buttons, I'll say as the next button to be message, and then the previous button to be details, and that would do the exact same effect. And now you can see it's saying details, so I can go back if I made a mistake. It is a handy tool to go back and forth. Okay. Now you can set a submit button text like we had here. So it is saying send, right? I'll put a button text for saying submit survey. Because surveys are submitted. But now you can see it's saying submit survey. See? It has changed. We changed the text. I can also put in an icon, library icon. Okay, we've got it up here. So I can also change the icon position before the text or after the text. I can change the icon spacing and all. So now we can see it is less spaced out. We can change it more spaced out or less spaced out. And there we have it, right? Well, now I'm gonna give you some fun, okay? Some nice fun. Wanna put a gradient on your button? And a multicolor gradient? Then I'll just put a little of code by adding a button ID. So, now I wanna say for here, sub will be enough for short or submit. Then in here, I'll just quickly do this. Speed up. Okay, so we've got this nice gradient going on, and it is a nice effect we added using the button ID. Yes, I targeted it with the hashtag in the CSS and then put a bit of background fun. So I just wanted to give you an idea of what IDs are in the content and how to use them. So this button ID can be super cool if you want to really have some fun with your buttons, but it will be especially useful for coders. Now is the actions after submit. So when you submit it, by default there are two options: the collect submissions and the email. I can put more of them by just pressing this add button, and now you can see all the options. Collect submissions, email to redirect, webhook, MailChimp, drip, active campaign, get response, ConvertKit, MailerLite, Slack, Discord, or pop-up. Okay, for now I'm gonna do pop-up, email, and collect submissions with some MailChimp, of course, which we were using. Now collect submissions, we have no settings for it. So the inbox I was showing you in the dashboard comes from here. All the collected submissions will go there, and then you can access them with a few clicks. Now, email. You can tell to the subject, the message, from email, form name, reply to, CC, BCC, metadata, and send that. Keep it to HTML for more customization. Okay, by default it is set to all fields, but I'm not up to that. I want it to be more organized. So what I'll do, I'll go in the advanced tab and then, catch this short code and then paste it in there. That is why shortcodes are so useful. Now I'll say name, and then I'll do just separate like that. Same for email, this that. So here we have it. Every field is now filled up with their short code. See? Now I'm going to MailChimp. I can set a API key. So now let's change everything in the audience. I want my audience to be from Poor Website Crafter, of course. I can give any group if I want. I can give any group app. I can give any tag, and do you know what it double opt-in? It will basically recheck if the user really wants to sign up. I'm switching it on. Here's the field mapping. MailChimp needs these 6 data and it collects them only. So we have to tell it like which one of these fields in our form relates to these 6 things. Our form is only looking for the name and email which are here, not the address, birthday, or last name or phone number. Now in pop-up you can say choose. It can open or close a pop-up. For example, if you use close pop-up, then it will close the pop-up the moment you fill up the form. You can also do a don't show again. The open pop-up will open a pop-up. I'll just search for it. Okay, like this. And then it is there. Now it's time for the step settings. I can say none, that at least there is no clue that there is any step. Text, it will only show the text. See? Icon, only showing the icons. Content and message. Number, showing the numbers. Progress bar. Number and text. And icon and text. Notice this thing. There is an option of the shape. You can see we can form circle, make it a square, rounded square, which is called rounded, or none. Now form ID. Remember the way I had done with the button ID? I can do something similar here. So I'll just call it form. So now I'm gonna just paste in some more code for making it a bit more interactive. So is that cool effect I created? Yes, you'll not really need it to create your effects. But this is just like a spice. Okay, this should do better. Awesome. I'm just fitting it in here. Okay, nice working. The custom messages, you can be customizing them. Like the error occurred, you can change it like something's wrong in the form. Or, so it basically gives you that functionality that you can change what is here. Okay? I hope you understood everything in the content tab. Now, it's time to enter the style tab. But now I want to really change the background and I'm gonna remove this for sure. Totally not keeping a background and I'll change everything as we go on. Don't worry. So I can change the column gap. I think we don't need much here. Maybe around 25 would be enough. Rows gap, we can make it cramped or less cramped. I'll keep both of them to 25. There we have it, a good neat form. Label, I can change the labels if they will. I can tell the text color and the required mark color. I can set their typography too. The HTML field that we were using, we can add some spacing to them. We can change the color they use. Until it is set with some style tags with some CSS, which is quite fun. Okay. And then we've got it. We can also change the typography. This now looks a bit more visible. And now in the fields, we can change the text color. It's gonna be pure white. The typography is gonna be as well bigger. And I'm gonna change the background color to be that yellow down there. And the border color to be this color. So I'm gonna change this back to black. Okay, that was working. Now, the border color is looking a bit odd here. So, get this down to 0. And on the right and left sides, I'm gonna add a 25 on here. Yes, I'm using them for a reason because I'm gonna add the borders just like here to show you that nice effect. Okay, on the left, I'm gonna put 50. And then on the other side also, I'm gonna set it to 50. And you see we got that same effect we had got there. Let's try with 100. I feel it is doing better like that. Okay, there we have it. So now what I'm gonna do in the buttons, I can style all the buttons up. So all the buttons will be set up here. I can change the typography and all these things. It is going to be so much fun. Body type, exactly the same one here. I'm going for solid. Or maybe try it with a groove and see what happens. I just want to try out. Okay, I know now it looks very stylish. I can say the previous button to be the quite opposite. Alright. Okay, something's wrong here. You see the submit survey is not looking good. I'll fix it in a minute. Perfect! Also, there is a text padding option. Now, I've got this much value, but on the left and the right, I'm gonna put a little more. Maybe 100? Well, that's too much actually. It's more neat, right? And to correct the color of these, it's a label. So, that's why when you click this, actually, even the text will change the state that it is checked. Now, I can also give a mouth color for the wired mouth. Just put on the labels. I know it sounds to me a bit messy, but anyways. You see that your crown mouth visible the yellow? I am putting these labels off because I am not using them. It was looking a bit cramped. Now it's finally time to edit these lovely steps we've got, okay? And there we have it. Now, the message. You can change the color and typography of all these messages like the error message, success message and the inline message. So here you can see that these buttons are stuck. It don't look nice. To fix this, put less padding. Probably that's the mistake you are making. See, now they are having enough space to fit in one. And the divider is another fun thing. There's a divider here to show that they are different steps of a form. I hope we can change the color of the divider, but for now it's not an option. But if it ever comes, I will tell you about that new feature. So if you want to change the color of the divider, for now it's a bit of custom CSS. You see, we changed the color of our divider. Woohoo! Warning that if you don't use the selected feature in front of it, then this color will apply on all forms on the specific page. But this is looking nice here because it really suits. But if you want it to be different from every form on the page, like here we've got 2 forms, then you can say selector and set a different value for each. So that's how you can use a form widget without a doubt. From just those normal contact forms to survey form, everything is easy to create beautiful forms to engage your users on your website and keeping in touch with them. See you in the next video.
Right through life.